streamline the transport sector both here and abroad. Most important, we pay tribute and appreciation to the British High Commission, which has worked extremely hard in ensuring that this process moves forward. To High Commission in London, we say thank you. As previous speakers have said, modern diplomacy now revolves around economic and commercial tenets. The opening of this route and other routes all over the world by Uganda Airlines are clear testimony and a big facilitator in this aspect. So we thank Uganda Airlines and other operators in Uganda. We can't forget other operators in Uganda who are at the forefront of ensuring that transport, which is the key in the commercial and economic diplomacy, particularly international travel, are well facilitated and are well managed. So we thank you so much. In terms of our bilateral relation with the United Kingdom, as you have heard, this goes a long way in deepening that relationship, particularly people-to-people interaction, business-business interaction, but above all, the movement of our diaspora. According to our records, we have in the region of 100,000 Ugandans, I should say registered, but not forget those who have become British citizens. So they have been yearning for this kind of opportunity, and we hope that they will take full advantage of it. And we look forward as a ministry to continue supporting Uganda Airlines and the entire value chain, the transport sector, to ensure that the movement of goods and services between Uganda and other nations is well facilitated. We wish you a safe journey to London. May God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Sentongo. Ladies and gentlemen, we are really managing time well. I want to appreciate all the speakers. Now, the next, I have no reason to control them. One signs the check, so I cannot control that particular person, and the other is the boss of the sector. So may I take the singular honor of inviting the Permanent Secretary and Secretary to the Treasury, who is Ramadan Gobi, to come and address us. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome him.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Maurice. The Honorable Minister of Works and Transport, General Katumba, Your Excellency, the British High Commissioner to Uganda, all of you colleagues, congratulations to Uganda Airlines on this historic and historical day. As Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, we are so delighted for today for a reason. As anyone who could have predicted my words, we are in the period of tenfold growth. We want Uganda to grow much faster in the next 15 years to become a $500 billion economy. And we are working so tirelessly to ensure that we achieve this. And with Uganda Airlines now flying to London direct from Entebbe, and this is the first time you are going to have a flight from here to London since 2015, October. This is very instrumental for us. We are seeing three things, or four. Number one, the tourists coming to Uganda now are going to find it cost effective to come here. Number two, our exporters who are exporting our goods from here to UK and Europe are going to find it quite cost effective. Number three, the investors whom we are looking for to come and invest here will find it cost effective to come here. And number four, our partnership with the UK is going to be deepened, particularly in terms of moving know-how from UK to Uganda, technology. You know, we take for granted when we see just human beings moving around, but that for us as economists, we are seeing know-how moving around, and we are likely to benefit from that because UK is one of the most efficient innovators in the world. I therefore, on behalf of my ministry and my minister who wouldn't be here for reasons beyond control, very delighted to be here. I congratulate Uganda Airlines, and I want to end by assuring everybody that we are ready to continue to invest in Uganda Airlines. We are working on certain investments that they know, and perhaps some of you know, and we think that in the near future we shall be able to have even more direct flights through Entebbe to the rest of the world. I congratulate you once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Permanent Secretary and Secretary of the Treasury. PS, you got everyone excited. I'm just worried that that might be the headline tomorrow, rather than we have launched the flight to London. They'll be interested in that headline. We are going to invest more money and accelerate growth in Uganda Airlines. But you know, media, you have the choice. You have all the editorial independence, and I know Marcella is looking at me and wondering whether we can help change the headline. Ladies and gentlemen, may I take the pleasure of recognizing the presence of our Minister of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, the Honorable Francis Mwebesa. Thank you, sir, for joining us. I now take the singular honor. And just before I invite the ambassador, I want to say, and I want to thank you, Jennifer, the handler of the Uganda Airlines handle, just tweeted a short while ago, I think yesterday, and said, colleagues, visas are coming. And to protect the ambassador, it was a handler of Uganda Airlines social media handle. It's not the ambassador who said this. So ladies and gentlemen, may I take the singular honor of inviting Her Excellency the Ambassador to come and make her remarks. And I will not put any pressure. No pressure, Ambassador.
Honourable Minister of Works and Transport, Honourable Minister for Trade, Industrial and Cooperatives, Honourable Ministers and their representatives here present, PSST, government agencies, civil servants, business representatives from the Uganda and the UK, our colleagues from the press, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I think this is probably the earliest speech I've ever done. You will be glad to know I've had a very hefty Ugandan coffee before starting, so my wits are about me, and I'm not going to talk about granting lots of visas. But, and actually, I have to say, what a smart crowd. This may be the smartest crowd that Uganda Airlines has for such an early long-haul flight. So we've all scrubbed up well, because it's a moment in history, isn't it, really? And we've dressed for the occasion. Finally, we are here. This has been incredibly long in the duration, as you've heard from others, and we've been looking forward to it for a long time. And I'm absolutely delighted to be part of what is a historic occasion, because it really is. It's an honour and a privilege to be a passenger today. Now, during my minister's visit, we had Lord Collins, the Minister for Africa, for UN, Commonwealth, Human Rights here just last month. When he was here, we organised a fantastic celebration of this new flight route between our two countries. Now, I was surprised to hear from CEO Jennifer that this is the first time a High Commissioner or an embassy has celebrated a route, but Jennifer, just take this as a sign of how excited we are about the opportunities that this brings. Because as you've heard actually from all of our speakers today, There really is no better time to be launching a flight, a direct flight, when our two countries are committed to fostering much stronger links on the trade and the economic side. And it really excites me to see so many Ugandan and British businesses, including some of our British Chamber of Commerce members, either booked on this flight or thinking about how are they going to use this new connection to drive trade, to bring in investment between the UK and Uganda. Now, the latest data shows that Ugandan trade was worth about 860 million. There are many different ways, £1 million, many different ways to carve that up. But whatever happens, I think we can do better than that. So with direct flights, what I'm excited about is we can streamline cargo transport, making it easy for fantastic Ugandan products such as fish and coffee, fruits and vegetables to reach the UK market. As you've heard from PSST, direct means more cost effective, it means quicker, it means lower risk, and it means opportunity. And just to put this quickly into context, on coffee, for example, do you know the UK drinks 98, people think of tea, but the UK drinks 98 million cups of coffee a day. I've done at least 3 this morning. But basically Uganda has just got 1% of the UK's £1 billion coffee market. And I'm hoping that should grow. My team accompanied a Ugandan delegation, including many coffee businesses, to the UK just last week for the London Coffee Festival. Now, this flight wouldn't have happened without the dedication, the hard work, the collaboration between teams in Uganda and the UK. Our UK team, led by Katie Crosby, worked closely with the Uganda Airlines team, headed by CEO Jennifer, with Madam Chair Priscilla, and working very closely with the Ugandan Civil Aviation Authority with Deputy DG Olive. And there's been many, many more involved over the years. And I would say there's a great example of what female leadership can do. Although, Honourable Minister, we recognise that the gentlemen have had a role to play. So, and just putting together this flight, let nobody underestimate what the Ugandan Civil Aviation Authority and Uganda Airlines and the Ministry have done to get to this stage. There is a phrase, there's no pain without gain, and I think most definitely your dedication and persistence has paid off. So let me just close by saying we're flying to Uganda today, we're flying to London, we're flying to London on a mission. And that mission is to promote Uganda investment opportunities, and to forge new connections between the government and the private sector. Uganda Airlines are organising a fantastic event tomorrow to celebrate this. And this inaugural flight coincides perfectly with the East Africa Trade and Investment Forum in London on the 21st and the 22nd, bringing together a great mix of UK and Ugandan businesses. I will be there with the purpose of supporting further ties, further economic opportunities between our two countries. And it will benefit both of our countries across the country. Kampala, Kasese, Kisoro, Gulu, across the country. I hope there are opportunities for Uganda, and the same for the UK. So a huge thank you, Uganda Airlines, and for everybody that's been part of organising this flight and this event today. The crane is coming to London. We will fasten our seatbelts. We will put our seats into an upright position. We hope there is no turbulence on this journey to more prosperity and growth. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Surely we should appreciate Her Excellency the Ambassador even more. And also joining us is our Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Works. You're most welcome, PS. Thank you so much for joining us. And just before I invite the Minister, there are some key stakeholders who are here with us and will be on this inaugural flight. As Her Excellency mentioned, this is really about fostering deeper ties between our two countries, and more specifically in 3 critical areas. And that's why you see the Minister of Trade is also here. So we have tourism, trade and investment. And with us we have the chairperson of the Uganda Tourism Board, and we want to thank her. She will be on this inaugural flight, Ms. Palka Koza. We also have the CEO or the Executive Director of the Uganda Wildlife Authority, James Musinguzi. He's also here with us. He will be traveling to market his parks in the UK. But also strategically, our city authority is well represented. Salim Uhuru and colleagues are here with us to invite our guests into Kampala City, and also with us the private sector. But maybe, sometimes I think PASIT sits in both government and private sector. So PASIT is well represented. I've seen Matthew and Brenda here. Thank you so much for joining us. And the Presidential CEO Forum, which is also represented. The board member is here, so I can mention that the CEO of the board is also here. So thank you so much for joining us. May I now take the singular honor of inviting our Minister, the Minister of Works and Transport, General Katumba Wamala, to come and make remarks on this very historic day. Can we warmly welcome the Honorable Minister?
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Trade, Excellency, the High Commissioner. I'll stand on all the protocol. Again, I can see some jittery movements here by the commercial people, and Shakira, they seem to be getting jittery about the time. So I'll not waste a lot of time on this. I want to welcome everybody and to thank all of you for being here to see this dawn of the day. Thank you very much. If I was in the other sector, I would be saying that song, "This is the day that the Lord has made." Thank you very much. We have all waited for this day. It has taken a while, but it has come to pass. I want to thank the speakers who have spoken before me, again to say that this is we are opening a new chapter in our air industry, where we have been on the ground for some time. I want to thank everybody who has, I'll just use this to thank people who have been involved. First of all, the PSST, the money man. If you would not give it to us, the money would not even have been here for this function. Thank you very much. You have been a bother, but as you understood us, it's a young airline, still growing, a lot of challenges, but you have stood with us. Thank you very much. And I'm very happy to hear the promise that we are going to invest more in this airline because the demand is growing every day. I want to thank our regulator. Thank you very much for keeping us in check, because if you hadn't, we would not have qualified flying to London. Yes, we had our issues, we fought, sometime in the rooms would be like co-wives, but now we all celebrate. Thank you for keeping us in check, and thank you for making it happen. I want to thank the board. Thank you, board, for guiding the process with the CEO. As all new startups, we had our challenges, but thank you for being there. The British High Commission, thank you. We bothered you. We broke all protocol of the foreign affairs. We never wrote Natal Babal through them. We were coming direct to you, but you accepted us. Thank you very much for enabling us to do this. The team from London, which came here and sat with our people and walked us through, please pass on our regards. We really appreciate. I appreciate everybody. I want to appreciate three ladies, because I think this was a baby who was very delicate to be delivered, and required the three ladies to deliver the baby. Madame Seruka, the chair board, Olive of CAA, and Jennifer. These ladies have worked so hard to see this happen. Thank you very much, and we really appreciate. As you have all heard, we are now the linkage to London. We are not going to London to look for NGOs, no. We are not going to London to ask for donations. We are going to London to do what the PSST has said. Attract investment, investors to come here, and thank you very much, High Commissioner. I have already organized for that. We are going to be facing a team of potential investors. We need to convince them why they should come to invest in Uganda. So all those who are going out there, we must convince those people to come and invest in Uganda. We are going to London, promote trade, because we have all that we can trade with the people in London and beyond. We are going to London to promote tourism, and I'm happy to see the wildlife
I hope you have carried some of those big gorillas, since we are the only country now which still has which still have the big five. So this is the reason why we are going there. And we must not come out empty-handed. We should come back, by the time we come back, with some farm areas which will have farm. So please, whoever is going on this inaugural trip, it's not just going to have fun and good time. Of course, you'll have a good time, I don't doubt. But come back with something in those areas. Otherwise, I can see that the time is running out. I don't want to stand between. I'm done. I can see you are very uncomfortable. So please, I want to thank everybody again. Thank you very much. I even want to thank the critics. The people are criticizing us all the time. Somebody said, you bought these big airplanes just to park them at the airport for show. You should have asked for this slot in London before you bought them. Now, of course, he doesn't know what the process of going to get the slot. But all those critics, thank you very much. Even members of the media who'd write very, very interesting stories at times. But thank you. It was all in good faith, and it has helped us. Whenever a criticism comes, it gives you more energy. It gives you bigger challenge. So thank you, and I want to, again, thank the media, thank my PS. My PS has also had his own challenges. Every time, add more money here, money there. And I don't know how many kilometers has put on his leg walking between my ministry and the PS's office. But all this has now come to pass. Thank you very much, people. Thank you for the occasion. I want to thank His Excellency the President, lastly, for his vision, the strategic vision. I remember when the debate in cabinet when we were establishing the airline. People are like, what is this? What are you talking about? But you have heard already, we are, I think, capturing about 38% of the passengers through Entebbe, which is very good for the airline, which has just been 5 years old. So I want to thank His Excellency for his vision. Thank you, and I wish all those who are going on the inaugural flight a very safe flight. Please enjoy the ambience of the Airbus. Thank you, and you're welcome as the train lands.
All right, so there will be a couple of protocols here as they move this. Feel free to move this. We are going to officially launch this flight, and then the real airside launch will happen down with those of you who have access. But I'll invite our CEO to come and hand over all these very beautiful cards to the key stakeholders. So feel free. CEO, please come and ensure each of our key stakeholders has one, including our flags. Yes. And then we will have them here, besides our board and in front here for the members of the press. But as we do that, I want to recognize our DG. DG, thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Fred. There's a seat, DG, next to Irene, just if you could continue there, your sister Irene there, DG. I want to recognize the Indian Association in Uganda who are present here and will be flying with us. Thank you so much. The India Business Forum in Uganda that is also joining us on this inaugural flight. And all the other key stakeholders who are here with us, we want to appreciate you and thank you so much for being part of this inaugural flight. All right, so if there is a burning question, I've been allowed 1 or 2 questions. It's not every day you will find the Honorable Minister of Works and the Honorable Minister of Trade here in the same room. All right, quick burning question? None. All right, I am glad that everybody is excited. I guess, Honorable Minister, I think everyone wants to just go on the Airbus. So, Honorable Minister, I was told, and we can do that just after when we all leave, we'll have something, a bite. It's called a bite on TV in Luganda. We need to hear you say something in Luganda. Bantu bafena boba tigirenti tugenda London. Atenga ne visa zija.
bannaffe bannayuganda, olunaku luno lwa muwendo nnyo eri eggwanga lyaffe kubanga oluvannyuma lw'ebbanga eriwerako olwaleero tugenda n'ennyonyi esooka nga tugenda kati Uganda Airlines ekuze nga mmanyi emyaka 5 giyiseewo kasookedde tutandika kati esajjakudde mu kusajjakula tugenda nga ennyonyi tubuuka okuva Entebbe nga tugenda butereevu e London. Twasembayo okuba n'ennyonyi etambula bwetyo oba eva wano okugenda butereevu e London mu 2010 oba ndoza myaka nga 15 myaka nga 10 emabega. Naye kakati bannayuganda badde bakaluubirirwa nnyo, manya famire nnyingi zirina abantu baazo e London, abamu nga batwalira ennaku 4 okujja, kati kijja kutwalira essaawa 9 zokka ng'ova wano ng'ogenda London oba ng'ova London ng'ojja wano. Kale njagala kwebaza abo bonna ababadde emabega w'ensonga eno abafubye ennyo okulaba nti ensonga eno etuukirira. Nebaziza President olw'ekirooto kino kirungi kyeyateekawo, nebaza Ministry of Finance sente zetuwa kubanga kyandibadde tekisoboka senga baali tebatadde mu musaayi. Nebaziza British High Commissioner kubanga nabo batuyambye nnyo okulaba nti tutuukiriza ebyo ebyetaagisa okutuuka e London. Naye ne ba regulator CAA ne ba board bonna ababadde bakola nnyo okulaba nti ensonga eno etuukire. Njaga bakubiriza bannaye nti mukozese ennyonyi yaffe mu buli ngeri yonna kubanga tulina okulaba nti omuzungu agamba charity begins at home. Bw'otandikira wano ewuwo nga tonnaba kuteeka ssente walala, sooka oziteeke mu Uganda Airlines. Ebbeeyi yaffe eri wansi. Jennifer tuli mu meka $720 kale ulira $720 no saa 9 mulamba ng'oli mu bbanga ni ku $720 kale lwakite era nsuubira okulaba abannayuganda bangi nga bagikozesa. Tugenda London tetugenda kusabiriza, tugenda kuleeta bantu, tugenda kunoonya ba investor. Kyekitwale London kunoonya ba investor, tugenda kunoonya byakusuubulagana, tutunda ki, batuguza ki, ebyaffe bye tutunda bingi bye beetaaga. Bannayuganda tuve mu ngalo bunanyi. Abasajja baagala ebyokulya tebalina byakulya, baagala ebibala, baagala ovakkedo, baagala nanansi, baagala biki. Ate ennyonyi yaffe kati egiva wano butereevu lukeera wano okutuuka saa 9 bw'oba olina patana eri gwowereza ebintu ebyo aba bifunye. Kale bannaye tukozesa omukisa ogwo, tugenda okulanga ebyobusuubuzi byeyongerayo ne bainvesita nga bajja wano basobola okuleeta wano ssente, ate n'abalambuzi kubanga abazungu bangi abaagala okujja okulambula ku kkula lya Africa, Uganda, kubanga ffe tukyalina ensi ennungi eyeeyagaza. N'olwekyo ebyo bitutwala era tusuubira nti ennyonyi eno ejja kukola kinene nnyo okulaba nga tutuukiriza ebintu ebyo ebisatu. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Njaga kwebaza mwenna abatuyambye mu ngeri emu oba endala, n'abo ababadde bawandiika oluusi amawulire agatali matuufu gadde gatuyamba ne twetereeza. Baga nti ensobera ekwagala yekugwa kubbwa n'omanya nti olina ekizibu. Mwebale, temukoowa bwe mulaba ebikyamu mubiwandiike biveeyo twetereeze kubanga twagala naffe tubaweereze bulungi. Mwebale nnyo, mwebale ddala.
May we appreciate the Honourable Minister. So we're going to do a couple of things here. We're just going to add a couple of chairs here so that the ministers and our key partners will take their seats. And then the rest of us, because I was told the rest of us will stand behind them. So as we manage that, team, may I request that you prepare. We're going to hold our boards. Our key stakeholders will hold the boards and come to the front. Honourable Ministers, if you could make your way. And members of the press, as we prepare for this launch photo, I need to announce, in case we have some drivers here or people who parked just outside the VIP lounge, please try and move your cars because we've created a bit of a traffic jam at the front of the lounge. It would be nice to get all of us to move and allow for normal traffic flow at the VIP lounge. So if any of us has a vehicle at the front, or if we have any drivers here, can we at least ensure that we move our vehicles, all right? And my crew, you allowed one of you here and one on the other side. We need to make sure that you're in this photo. It's very important that you're in this photo, all right? So, Marcella, where you're missing in this picture? Ambassador? All right. Are you able to lift it there? Ah, there you go. All right, so shortly, members of the press who will be joining us at the airside, you will be guided quickly to the airside, so you're able to access the airside before the Honorable Minister joins us to flag off the flight. So the media team, immediately after this, make your way to the airside. Again, the airport has protocols. Please abide by all the airport protocols. It would be very important for you to abide by all the necessary protocols. I'll just allow one more minute. I was asked that by 8, and I have 3 minutes. By exactly 8, this room should be empty, and allow for the technical teams to handle our departure. So where is the official photographer? That's the one I was looking for. Where is Nicholas? Nicholas, have they all gone to the airside already? Okay. In any of the cameras. So we'll do, I'll allow you that. Please smile. Visas are coming. Please smile. All right. Unfortunately, we can have the question. One-on-one, we have a couple of minutes. No, please, we will bring them to you. Don't you worry, Honorable Minister. Yes, Ambassador, you allowed Ambassador Stakeholder.
A very good morning. We're coming to you live from Entebbe International Airport, and of course today is a landmark moment for Uganda's aviation. In just a few hours from now, Uganda Airlines will begin a non-stop service to London, reconnecting the Pearl of Africa, Uganda, with one of the world's greatest capitals. The airline will be operating this route on Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Fridays, and that's when they'll be connecting. That's when they'll be connecting to London from just 16 hours to 9 hours. We have just finished the press conference where different dignitaries, officials attended to launch this new route from Entebbe International Airport to Gatwick, London, a trip that is going to make a difference when it comes to trade, when it comes to tourism, and so many other activities, opening markets for places like Kampala and Uganda.
Okay. You count me in? Good morning, I'm Lisa Chesney and I'm the British High Commissioner to Uganda. I'm very excited. In just a few minutes we're getting on the inaugural flight. Now normally I'm on the other side of the microphone, but today I'm going to interview some of the passengers that will be on that flight with me. Please introduce yourself and tell me who you are and what you do.
Hi Lisa, my name is Marcella. I am the Special Presidential Assistant in charge of communication, and I communicate for government on digital media.
Excellent, we've got the right person. Now, Marcella, what do you think this flight means for the connections and the relationship between the UK and Uganda?
We've had wonderful relations for time, so this is just going to cement it or make it better. Obviously, time is money, like I said. And a direct flight will just cut out all the time wasting. Things will go quicker, people come quicker. You know, there'll be more movement of goods, of people, and I guess we'll refresh our, memories of UK tourism sites. You refresh your memory of Uganda's tourism. there'll just be overall joy, I believe.
I love that overall joy, and I'm definitely excited about the tourism. What do you think this means for the people of Uganda?
The people of Uganda will see more of their goods go and see more of, Britain's wonderful innovations, Britain's wonderful merchandise come here. And I think that I know there's so much school. People go to school, to uni a lot in the UK from here. I guess that will increase as well. And then maybe we'll have more people come here to discover Uganda again.
Lovely. Thank you. The crane is coming to London. Okay. Is that right? Right, that's got to go. What's that? Do we have enough time to do these? I'm sure.
This is the last. This is the last one.
Good morning. I'm Lisa Chesney, and I'm the British High Commissioner to Uganda. In just a few minutes, I'm getting on the flight, but I'm making the most of interviewing some of the people that will be on that flight with me, and I'm loving the fact that I am doing the interviewing this time, especially with the professionals. Could you please introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
My pleasure, Your Excellency. My name is Maurice Mugisha, and I work for the National Broadcaster as the Deputy Managing Director.
Fantastic. And we have a professional here, certainly on the communication side. Now, Maurice, what do you think this flight will do to grow the ties and the connections between our two countries?
Really excited, first of all, for the business fraternity in Uganda, the British Chamber of Commerce, and of course our very own private sector in Uganda will be utilizing this opportunity to build ties between the two countries, drive investment. There is a lot of potential in Uganda's investment climate, and we think this will be the one opportunity we can pick up on and bring as many investors out of the UK into Uganda to see the opportunities in driving the ATMs. As you may be aware about that, we have this ambitious goal to grow the economy tenfold, and we believe that the British Chamber of Commerce and British investors can support the government of Uganda's agenda to grow the economy in the medium and long term.
I love that. So lots of opportunities on the trade and the economic side for people in both countries. Beyond the trade side, what does it mean for the people here in Uganda?
This is exciting. Besides what you know, that we are probably the biggest fans of the English Premier League, it's an opportunity for us to get Uganda into the United Kingdom. I think we want to get our pineapples into the supermarkets and onto plates on people's dining rooms. We want to get the UK to come into Uganda and see the gorillas, the mountain gorillas and the big five. It would be an opportunity for us to shorten the route. It's a direct connection, 9.5 hours. You're out of London into Uganda, and you will be in the nearest park in 3-4 hours after you land in Entebbe. So we need to build on the already existing protocols that have been bringing the British tourists into Uganda to grow that number. We also need to grow the exports of Ugandan produce into the UK. I think the pineapple and avocado will do a great job there, but we have other vegetables and fruits that we can get in. Our coffee needs to get into the supermarkets, and this airline will go a long way in building those relationships and promoting our tourism and, of course, exports.
Fantastic. We've got to get on our flight, so I have to go, but we're coming to London.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
have sold over 3,000 tickets already, with tickets even up until next year. People have started to buy tickets for their summer vacation. People are buying tickets for December. People in diaspora especially who are planning to come home for December. Tickets up all the way into 2026. And we've seen a very, very good uptake of the service that we will be offering on this route. Hello everyone, my name is Adedayo Olawi. I serve as the Chief Commercial Officer at Uganda Airlines. The London route for Uganda Airlines is a game changer. The one thing we've seen from the forward loads already is the fact that we were very right with considering connections for the flight. So we've seen a lot of connections. So we are not just serving the Entebbe to London market, we are also serving all the other destinations that we fly as a network. We announced that we will be starting flights to London Gatwick with 4 flights a week. We will be flying on Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We'll be having an inaugural flight from Entebbe International Airport to London Gatwick Airport. The flight is scheduled for 9:25 a.m. Check-in will open 5 hours before, so by 4:25 a.m. check-in will be open. Check-in will close an hour 30 minutes before departure, just to ensure we're able to finish all departure formalities and get the flight out on time. Gatwick operations, we will be flying into the South Terminal. The South Terminal actually has a train station just 2 minutes walk that is attached to the terminal, and within 20 minutes on the Gatwick Express you'll find yourself in the center of London. So on our service to London, we are able to take you to Gatwick, and within 20 minutes you are in the center of London and close to wherever is your final destination within the London area. We've seen a myriad of people who have been booking tickets. Primarily, we've seen a lot of VFRs. Those are those who are visiting friends and relatives. Those are people from the diaspora. We've seen a lot of business people, people who are conducting business between the United Kingdom and Uganda and the East African environs that we also serve. We've seen a lot of people who are tourists who will be coming home. Last week we visited top tourist providers in the UK, and we got a lot of feedback already. We've seen students, people who are studying in the UK, who are now looking at an opportunity to be able to come home more often. As we know, we have a lot of students here for tertiary institutions in the UK. So it's been a mix of different people in general. We are very excited. It's our 17th route. We cannot wait to welcome you on board, because without you, there is no us. Thank you.
At Uganda Airlines, we believe that flying is not just getting to your destination. It is experiencing the journey with us. For this new route, London Gatwick, that we are launching this Sunday, 18th May 2025, we have carefully designed our in-flight menu to reflect the soul of Uganda and sophistication of international travel. From traditional delicacies like smoked beef luombo, steamed pumpkin, to fine wine pairings and homegrown coffee, this menu celebrates our heritage and our global outlook. We can't wait to serve you on board.
On the Entebbe-London maiden flight, we shall be serving 2 cabin classes depending on the flight timings. That is business and economy class. Whereby on business, we shall be having the breakfast service and the lunch service. On the breakfast service, we shall be having a fruit as a salad. Then we shall have hot meal 1, that will be our katogo, famous katogo. Then on hot meal 2, we shall have an egg option. Then hot meal 3, we shall have a sweet option. That will also be accompanied with drinks on board and a second snack on board. Then when we go to economy class will also be the same like business but different in the meals. So we shall have a fruit on the plate, and we shall have hot meal 1 as the egg option and hot meal 2 as a sweet option.
As a partner of Uganda Airlines, we are looking forward and we are very excited, to open this new connection, this new route. And I have to explain to you why we are so excited. Because we open a new connection to London, and because we, Uganda Airlines, we will write a new page in the history of Uganda Airlines. We will write a new page in the book of Ugandan. So we are proud to be a partner of Uganda Airlines. Don't wait to serve you on board.
It's an exciting time because Uganda did not have a single direct flight out of any European country. And this is going to be the first, and I hope it's not the last, because without flights, you're actually out of business. That's what actually it means. But I can also tell you that there's not many airlines in the world that have a good service, good pilots, good service, in-flight services like Uganda Airlines. This airline would be the best airline in this region. My name is Amos Wekesa of Great Lakes Safaris and Great Lakes Collections. Right now I'm having so many friends of mine in the UK who are saying we want to bring in peeled matoke to the UK, we want to bring in potatoes. So many of the tour operators in the UK are also excited about the route, and they want to send more tourists. Now you can just leave London in the morning on a Sunday, do a trip for 7 days and fly back on a Monday without losing time connecting through other countries. So, and Uganda, having the UK as its #1 source market, we can move from 11,000 to at least 50,000, because Kenya is already doing 180 English people as tourists. We can actually get 10% within the next 1 or 2 years if we're very serious, but we need to market, we need to push this agenda slightly more than we're doing right now. A national carrier has primarily 2 major reasons. #1 is to bring in consumers from the source markets, people who are willing to pay more. #2 is to take our products to the consumers. So without a national carrier, you can't achieve that. And that is one of the reasons why we have very little trade between us and other countries. It's because of connectivity. Whether it's with Kenya, the amount of time you have to take on a road, or with the UK, the amount of time that you have to do connections, that was killing the opportunities. I think my desire now and my advice is that now young people, instead of complaining, they should start seeing where they can tap into when these things are now happening.
It's a game changer for us as an airline because it brings a different view to the network. I bring you greetings from Entebbe, Uganda. My name is Jennifer Bamturaki Musime, and I'm the CEO of Uganda Airlines. We look forward to welcoming our guests aboard Uganda Airlines on our first flight to London, Gatwick, on the 18th of May, 2025. I'm here to inform all of you that our flight will be leaving Entebbe at 9:20 a.m. And we're excited to be able to offer this direct service from Entebbe to London. More so because we've been working on this for over 5 years. And here we are finally, we are ready to take you without any intermediary point, direct into Gatwick. Uganda Airlines is where you experience Uganda first. The people who are serving you, the people who are, the hospitality on board. So we are looking forward to showcasing our country on board before you really get touchdown in Entebbe. My colleagues and I at the airline are looking forward to 18th May 2025 when we make our first flight to London Gatwick. The preparations, the readiness that we have at the airline is exceptional. We can't wait to showcase right from check-in to when you come on board, our crew, our pilots, our engineers, everybody at check-in, the passenger team is all waiting for our guests to arrive on board. We can't wait to showcase our cuisine for the route and for that day. We look forward to serving you organic food from the heart of Uganda. We can't wait to welcome you aboard Uganda Airlines.
I am on the countdown to the maiden flight between Entebbe and Gatwick, and I am so excited. It's very early and I will be starting my day with a very strong cup of Ugandan coffee. The thing that I'm really excited about, the flight's not a convenience, it's not just about the time, the reduction in time it takes to get to the UK, it's about a connection. It's about a connection between UK and Uganda. It's a connection between our people. It means that on both sides, people have got an opportunity to see friends and family that they love more often. I'm Lisa Chesney and I'm the British High Commissioner to Uganda. Welcome. I see this really as a win-win, both for the UK and Uganda. So for British businesses, I think they're getting excited about faster access, better access to East African markets. And for our Ugandan exporters, for our Ugandan farmers, it means access to, I think, one of the most sophisticated consumer economies in the world. Well, let's talk about fruit and vegetables to start with. I am a big fan of Ugandan avocados and pineapples. And I would say the UK is a major market, a major consumer market for agricultural produce. Let's have a look at that. So to put this into context, the tea and coffee market in the UK is worth over £1 billion. Fruit and vegetables accounts for a really significant share of our £150 billion market, our food and beverage market. So I think there's huge opportunity essentially for Ugandan products there, because Uganda supplies really only a portion of that right now. So there's about £8.7 million of fruit and vegetables from Uganda at the moment, and just over 2.8 million, I think, on the coffee side. So I think the direct route can really help us scale that up. For British consumers, I think there is a potential for them to access fresher, more diverse produce, potentially even lower cost on their supermarket shelves. And for our Ugandan farmers and our exporters, it's the chance for integration and the chance to be really a regular supplier to a high value market. I'm really looking forward to get on that maiden flight, and for the estimated 50-odd thousand Ugandans that are living in the UK, this flight is more than just a convenience, it's actually a connection.
So Ugandans that are living in the UK, they tell me that this for them is about strengthening their family ties, seeing more of people that they love. It's about simplifying their travel so they arrive less exhausted. But importantly, it's also about opening doors for trade and business and new opportunities. And so the flight will be a link that reinforces emotional ties and economic ties too. For our British population, for them it's an opportunity to really explore tourism, cultural ties, business and trade opportunities. I cannot wait to see Ugandan products that I love, coffee, avocados and pineapples, on the shelves in the UK. I really look forward to seeing you in London.
Good morning. Thank you so much for watching UBC TV Inspiring Uganda. My name is Sharon Chondisha and we're coming live to you from Entebbe International Airport. Behind me is Uganda Airlines aircraft. We're encouraged to fly the crane, and that exact plane is the one that is going to carry all passengers and officials that have just been a part of an event where we've launched, or where Uganda Airlines has launched its 17th route from Entebbe International Airport to Gatwick, London. London. Now, this route is one of the busiest routes or busiest capitals, and we expect so much that is going to come from these two countries collaborating together and having an open access for tourism, for trade, and so much more. Today morning, Uganda Airlines makes a landmark by making sure that this route comes to pass. For the 5 years that they've existed, they've had over 16 routes, and this is the 17th route, making a difference when it comes to what we expect as a nation to gain from Britain and vice versa. Now, we have over 200,000 Ugandans who live in the diaspora, in the UK and around the UK, and those can now travel for 9.5 hours instead of the 16 hours that they've been using or been traveling for to come back to Uganda to visit their loved ones, or even for the companies and for the people who are dealing in exports, the hours that they've been using to have product reach the UK. It's such a milestone that has been hit by Uganda Airlines, and many are very expectant. We actually had some we had some people who were involved in business that were part of a press conference that we had early in the morning before before we came to the tarmac right now, as everything is being prepared for the people leaving in a few hours, I guess. Now, for everyone that is a part of this, it is a great achievement, and we believe that with this, Uganda Airlines continues to soar high and also continues to do so well as more routes are open for trade, for tourism. In the press conference, we were talking and speaking with the High Commissioner of UK to Uganda, Her Excellency Lisa Chesner, and she was talking about how every single day about 19 million cups of coffee are being taken in the UK, and she was talking about how for the coffee industry there's expectancy of how much is going to grow and how much export is going to be taken and how much money Uganda is going to be made. Later on, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Finance, Minister Bobby, also highlighted and said his dream is to see Uganda become a huge economy of over 500 billion, whether they want it to be US dollars or Ugandan shillings, but more than that, for Uganda to also be a serious player on the global market. Right now, everything is being set. I think you can see in my background that the Uganda Airlines aircraft is being packed for the next trip that won't be 16 hours. Usually the trips were taking about 4 days for someone to travel from the UK and come over to Uganda because of the stopovers, the layovers, and today that changes. 9.5 hours, and they'll be in Gatwick, London. We will let you enjoy the entertainment as we continue with this live broadcast. Right about now, the aircraft is being loaded and getting ready for the departure of passengers, officials, and everyone that has been a part of the launch of the new route, the 17th route, launched by Uganda Airlines to Gatwick, London. This is an incredible journey and a dawn of a new era, a dawn of something new, something that Uganda hasn't had in a long time. And for the 5 years that Uganda Airlines has been in existence, they have had 16 routes so far. This marks the 17th route that is going to be used by any Ugandan and anyone that is trying to travel and go to London, Gatwick at a cheaper price. Also very convenient. For a trip that was about 16 hours is now going to be 9.5 hours or within 9 hours, something that is very convenient for so many passengers, for businessmen, and for all. And of course this comes with an advantage because with this being a direct route to the UK, the national carrier has hit a great milestone. Now also this route is going to be operational on Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, and those are the days that have been set for anyone who would love to travel and go to London. For many people, this is more than just aviation news, but it's a strategic move to position Uganda as a serious player on the global market. From tourism to trade, many believe that this signals that Uganda is open for business, leisure, and partnership. And as we were informed earlier, coffee is one of the greatest crops that we have in Uganda and a great export, and that we expect to bring in more money by this route being open. For exporters of also fresh produce like flowers, fruits, vegetables, this direct flight obviously means that quicker delivery to the European markets and a lot of money will be saved, and freshness is a guarantee from today onwards. Also for just people who have families and they've been finding it hard, it is told that for anyone that has been traveling from Europe to Uganda had to take about 16 hours, but also 14 hours because of stopovers and layovers. And